Hello, everybody, and welcome to our brand new show, the Meta Campaign, where I get a bunch of the most retarded and annoying people in the arena community, sit them around the table, give them enough weed, and we talk about the situation of the game. We already have one stoned up his ass. And, okay, guys, introduce yourselves to our community.
I'm Alex, and I'm playing as Tiberius, and I play as Spears.
Oh, hey, I'm SunTzu, and I play mainly Scipio with horses, and sometimes Germanic with infantry and javelin.
And Tequillah, Tequillah, are you here? You seem like you're muted.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hey, Tequillah, you French bastard, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Tequillah and I play Velite and Barbarian Infantry.
Goddamn, you can't help but fall in love with this guy's accent. But all right. So today's topic, really quick, is I'd like to talk about what do you guys think about artillery and what it does about the game's meta situation. Let's take an overall view first of all. How do you guys think about the game's meta on higher tiers? How do you think it's gonna look like?
Tequila, why don't you answer this, considering
Okay,
considering you can get routed in one volley of artillery?
Yeah, it's bad. The artillery is still broken. They must be nerfed soon, maybe. And on tier 8, 9, and 10, when you have the artillery in your team, you won. If you don't have, you lose. Something like that in other tier.
Wait,
So,
you have what you lose?
If you have artillery, you win. If the other team doesn't have artillery, you've won. If you're the team that has artillery and the other team doesn't, there's a very small chance they're going to be able to win.
So what happens exactly? What do you mean by like automatically win? Can you describe me what happens when, let's say, both teams have artillery, but one of them got a lucky shot on the other one and destroyed their piece? So in that case, what happens?
It's basically trying to chase their artillery, which their whole team's defending, and their artillery will destroy a unit of tier 9, tier 10, in two volleys, if not rout them. Very powerful. So,
I see.
Yeah, it's continuous as well, so it's just endless volley after volley after volley.
And this is with how many pieces? 2, 3?
You mean how many artilleries?
Yeah, I'd say about three artillery pieces.
Three.
One is
three.
fine.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. What is the average kill situation that you see on higher tiers when it comes to artillery?
Well, really, there's only one person that's playing artilleries right now.
Cask.
He's always getting top. Yeah, he's always getting top kills on.
600 per game.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, in that case, CA must have some stats on that on higher tiers. But yeah, as myself, like my anti-artillery bias is well known. So let me establish my point. I think artillery is just a horribly designed unit, simply because, like, by design, not by its power, and no amount you're gonna try to balance it, it's gonna be bad. It's either gonna be completely underpowered, so a waste of time and space, or it's gonna be so overpowered it's gonna cause camp versus camp battle. And I think the only reason it exists is because it exists in World of Tanks, where even there it's a horrible idea, and there you are fighting against tanks, fast machines with bloody cover. Here you have as much cover as a paper mache against a machete. And I mean that guy from the movie Machete. That guy had a lot of machetes. While these are opinions and we do have the stats, how do you guys think this could be fixed?
Definitely limiting how fast the artillery can shoot. One, lowering the projectiles, how many you can shoot from catapults. I think right now it's even if they just reduce by 1, which is like the patch tomorrow is going to reduce to 4 now, right? I think then it's gonna still be a little too much.
Yeah, in my opinion, the problem with artillery is in its game design, because it is a unit that can fire, that can do damage with no risk to itself, that requires, how should I say, gain for no risk.
Yeah.
So risk and gain, it's like infinite. And most of the games you can see artillery scoring hundreds upon hundreds I mean, like
Untouched.
600, 700, completely untouched. And all they need is just a few people. I mean, I have recently had a video on lower tiers, on tier 5. Half the team, literally 5 people, camping around two pieces of artillery, one artillery player, and they have been winning easily. As soon as the artillery saw infantry coming, they just annihilated 60% of that infantry on tier 5.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, definitely on high tiers it's a lot worse, because was it Tequillah, like, you can reduce the shooting speed by 20% or something, or increase by 20, or what is it?
Yeah. The last patch, I think they put something to increase the rate of fire of
Yeah.
20%, something like that. I don't remember the number.
Yeah, so they can shoot even.
Yep.
Why do you guys think they are doing this? What is the tactical, what is the strategic use for artillery? What do you think that is?
Well, the guys at CA did say that it's supposed to be anti-camping, but
Okay.
It's a bit
Let's see if I
hypocritical,
understand
isn't
this correctly. You have this unit that is very slow, that has a range that can fire from your starting position to the enemy's starting position, and it's supposed to prevent camping.
it's supposed to be, apparently supposed to be camping. I don't know, I feel like it actually promotes it.
it entices it.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like... Like, I don't even have an explanation for this.
It's trying to put out a fire with a fire.
No, that's like trying to put out a fire with a napalm bomb and then pouring gasoline over it.
Yeah.
Because
fire
that's
with
exactly
fire.
how it is. It's and here's to make a bit of a visualization for people. The fire itself, the napalm is the artillery piece itself, and the gasoline is the fact that you have designed maps around having artillery hills and making them easily defendable, giving advantage to the people camping around that artillery piece.
Not only just that. I mean, I think it was the unbalance. It's so unbalanced in the high tiers. I think it was Tequillah. He had tier 10 jabs, and they got hit by one volley. I mean, clipped. 2 of his dudes died, and they routed, and that was it. His unit.
Oh
was gone.
yeah. Let's not
Never
forget.
came back.
Yeah, let's not forget. Artillery
Crazy.
shots
Crazy.
cause nuke damage,
Mm-hmm.
so morale hit. They stun, so the next artillery volley is more likely to hit. And they kill everything they touch.
I get that. They should route, but his routed, but routed completely,
Yeah.
as in gone. Didn't even decide to come back.
Yeah. So
And that's a bit. I mean, sure, I get routing, but if you can flee and there's still survivors, let them live,
Mhm.
not disappear. That's way. That's just like what. Can't get touched by artillery. You know, he could just fire randomly just to win the game.
it was just ruining the game, and it was uncounterable. We just couldn't do anything. So now that we have, I believe we have kind of established what the artillery is doing and the way it is fixed. On one hand, I like the idea, perhaps have it, but here's my counter suggestion to your suggestion, SunTzu, which is I would say completely remove heavy artillery. And this is not all. And this is something that I've been advocating for a while, along with a few alternatives, is that completely remove heavy artillery because they historically don't make sense. In history, there were only very few select battles where heavy artillery was used in field battles. And even there, it was because they were already besieging an area, as far as I know.
What about trebuchets? They would
Trebuchets, you see, trebuchets, they can...
They'd be slower. They'd be more nuke impact, but they'd be slow as fuck. But
and
would
they
balance it out.
can launch 90 kilograms over 300 meters.
Yeah, you could throw dead cows.
Yeah, man. It's the
Rotten
mad cows.
Trebuchets weren't introduced until the Middle Ages.
I heard. Now I'm not sure about this, but I think
pretty
Alexander had used them.
Yeah.
That was the first. As far as I know, Okay, I'm gonna make a confession. I heard about that from the TV series Marco Polo.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about its historical authenticity, but that's what I heard. Not just that, it's a basic physics concept, so I don't think it would be too
Yeah.
difficult to make, considering in Greece you had lots of these physics and mathematics
Brilliant.
geniuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly, who was it? Archimedes built
Archimedes.
built a giant focusing lens to set the Athenian fleet on fire.
Yeah. Like
He invented a laser.
it'd be really nice if Archimedes was a commander in this game.
That might actually, that's a very interesting idea. Hashtag Archimedes for artillery commander. Oh yeah,
That'd be amazing.
oh yeah. So sorry, I kind of got distracted. So my suggestion would be completely remove heavy artillery. Completely remove it. It does not make any sense, and instead buff light artillery.
Yeah,
Light
like
artillery, yeah, scorpions,
Yeah.
scorpions, and those stuff. I think they should have a tactical use similar to their intended use, because
like that.
from what I can see, the idea of heavy artillery is area denial. It's preventing camping and things like that because it can fire from enormous range. So
Yeah.
why not give this to light artillery? Here's the advantage. Light artillery has lesser range, so it cannot camp. It literally cannot camp. It needs to expose itself. So even at best, they would need to have like a moving new box. Even then,
Yeah.
it will be fairly easy for skirmishers to approach it and shoot it, because with the Scorpion, it cannot fire these huge area of effect projectiles, which
Yeah,
is
they also
another.
can't blind fire.
Oh yeah, and one other thing that comes to artillery is overpoweredness is that when you're trying to kill them with their alleged counter skirmishers, well, guess what? When they're dueling, the artillery piece blocks the skirmisher fire, and you need only 3 men in your crew for it to do maximum damage. So it doesn't matter how many men you kill with your skirmishers, as long as there are at least 3 men alive, they're gonna do maximum damage, but your skirmishers, on the other hand, not. So what do you guys think about instead buffing the light artillery and turning it into a viable anti-camp solution instead?
I think that's a good idea because it gives the other gives them a reason to be used. Because why not just go heavy artillery and just destroy everything all the time? You know.
Yeah.
So it gives the other artillery a reason to be used. It gives them more, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
what's
I think they should increase the Scorpion's penetration, increase its range, and
Back to the
completely
Steam
remove.
version.
Yeah. So they should act like a quasi, maybe like machine guns were in like World War One.
No, I mean Tequillah uses them for sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
Tequila, tell us about the current situation with the light artillery.
the light they are really powerful, but still weak because they must increase the damage or the rate of fire. I don't know, but they are really good. They can move. On the battlefield, but they are really weak right now. And maybe CA I mean will raise them maybe one day. I hope so to change something on them because back in time the Scorpion was in battlefield, not heavy artillery. So
Yeah, exactly. Scorpion was actually used in the field. It's a known historical fact.
Mm. And it's pretty. I mean, when you're seeing the artillery, when I'm seeing the architect, it's pathetic. It's like one shot kills one dude every time, and it's like it should be going through dudes. This is like a
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
agree.
rock
Yeah, it should be.
fucking like a steel on the end of this going at such a speed.
And the momentum too. Like that thing
it's fucking
the sheer
ridiculous.
momentum can definitely impale multiple people thrown at a
Thin
right angle.
little layer of armor.
Yeah, that's how it was in the team.
Skewer you.
Yeah, I remember at the time it was, but the heavy artillery was still better for that job, so there was literally no point to the light artillery because it's tactically completely eclipsed by the heavy artillery. So that's why. So Tequillah, as a light artillery user, what do you think? As an artillery user, what do you think about the solution of buffing, replacing the heavy artillery with light artillery, and just increasing the range and just penetration?
I think the range, no, but the range is good. At tier 10, you have something like 260 range, something like that. It's really good range, but they need to up the damage on them definitively because right now they are weak. They can do damage, but you need time. It's something like a DPS.
Yeah, perhaps I think one good thing that gives me a really good idea. So for scorpions, perhaps they could have a calibration mechanic where its damage starts as normal, but as it gets more and more calibrated, it increases its damage. This is to prevent camping, and I think its range should definitely be longer than slingers. So the slingers would have to move away and leave themselves vulnerable enough to prevent any kind of camping, you know.
And the difference with heavy artillery, you take risk because you need to be more closer than heavy artillery. So
and also you need vision to shoot into enemy, whereas the heavy artillery you don't need.
Yes,
because you can't shoot through the fog of war.
So I think so the calibration mechanic, I think that artillery could become more and more accurate because the first thing that comes to my mind is in, I believe, Alpes Grey, you know, that map with like a hill with a tower in the middle.
Yeah.
So over there, I'm thinking that tower is a very good place to camp. And let's say you deployed scorpions to prevent that camping. Or what you could do, because of the, in fact, those who have seen my Slinger, the second part of Slinger video can see it. The arcing over there is very difficult because you're forced to fire from a lower ground. This would make a standard scorpion shot very difficult. So I think over time it should be able to calibrate itself to be able to hit the targets even from a lower angle. What do you guys think? So
that's a good idea.
So that its projectile eventually arcs itself in a way that it hits those units, doing the same job that the heavy artillery would do, except, you know, not disrupt the game and not turn it into a camp fest.
That's
She's
actually
a
a really
friendly
good idea.
fire as well.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
That'd make your life a lot easier to kill, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and they would be fairly easy to kill as soon as you break your camp. All you would need to do is to just move closer, use your skirmishers, boom, they're gone. Use your cavalry, they're gone. The same way that the CA had advertised that the artillery can be countered. I think we could wrap this up. Do you guys have anything else to say? Any suggestions for the next episodes?
Higher tiers have always been a problem. They need to be focused. There needs more focus on the higher tiers. It's always been unbalanced. It's always been the main problem.
I agree, but I would give developers a bit of benefit of the doubt when it comes to higher tiers, simply because they want to focus on the lower tiers first. Like, as you can see, it's difficult to get to high tiers right now. So I think they kind of let it slide for a bit, but it's definitely something they'll need to address, of course, if they want to be a decent esport.
Yeah, I only say that. It's always been the main problem. That's all.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, it's been a great pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I think we should say goodbyes. For one last time, I'd like to thank my guests, SunTzu from the Hell Clan, Alex the StonedGuy, and Tequillah the French bastard. I'm sorry, I have a huge bias against French. It's just I played, and let me explain before we end. I played way too much Europa Universalis, okay? All Paradox games are propaganda games against French.
True, it's true.
It's true. It's true. Like, no matter, unless you play as France, even then you start hating yourself. for playing as France, you just end up hating them. It's like, fucking France ruining all my plans. Their fucking baguettes, their delicious long breads, and their high quality wine. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us for Meta Campaign, and we hope to see you next time.